There's few boxes in the radio control world that cause the anticipation as does one from Desert Aircraft. Even more importantly is they never disappoint. Just the machining and fit and finish of a Desert Aircraft engine is head and shoulders above everybody else. Even the cylinder casting on my DA-35 shows the attention to detail. All this CNC machining produces some beautiful parts, but more importantly is the tolerances that they hold. That accuracy is in no small way responsible for the long-term performance of these engines. Desert Aircraft simply does not take shortcuts when it comes to designing or producing their engines. DA uses Walbro carburetors, which are widely regarded to be the best there is. Even the control arms on this carburetor are very well done. Both are made from aluminum and both are drilled and tapped for 440 fasteners. I always use 440 ball links on my throttle linkages, and I've always had to drill and tap my own throttle arms. The choke arm can be repositioned on the shaft anywhere you need it and then locked in place with that set screw. It's hard to describe how handy that is when you're trying to figure out a choke linkage on some airplanes. They've even found a way to improve on the mixture screws. The slots are wide enough to accept a real screwdriver, but it's the bevel on both sides of that slot that makes engaging these screws through an opening in the cowl much easier. You'd think these people actually fly radio control planes or something. Even the Desert Aircraft standoffs are looking really nice. And they use real-world fasteners. Think of it. The original motor in my Bill Hempel L4 was giving me fits, so I replaced it with the DA-35. And that right there is one of the big reasons I did that. The L4 has a 105-inch wing and weighs around 15 pounds. I have a Vest 20B prop on it, and the DA seems to like that a bunch. The L4 was never meant to be a fast plane, but the DA-35 makes it faster than I expected. It's the same prop, same plane, but the DA-35 makes it faster. More important than speed is how reliable the throttle is. After a long glide in at idle, the throttle picks right up and flies around. The DA-35 isn't anywhere close to being broken in and is running just a tick rich. Regardless of the little time on it, the throttle still comes up nicely and I don't have to worry about this plane stalling out even when you got some pretty gusty winds like we did today. This takeoff is downwind. I just wanted to see if the DA had enough power to pull the plane up, and it did with authority. And that lets me do the second most favorite thing is stomp on the rudder and come back around. Something else I really like about the DA-35 is how easy it is to roll it up just the partial throttle and keep the tail up off the ground, roll it down the field, and then go full throttle and take off again. There's no worries about it bogging down or quitting. On approach with gusty winds, the DA-35 lets me vary the throttle a little bit without bogging or stalling. Knowing that the motor's going to do what I want lets me roll it down the field and take off when I want to. Or I can come back to the pits because sooner or later this thing's going to run out of gas and even the DA won't run that way. To this point I hadn't tried stalling the L4 in for a landing to see how slow she'd go. Now that the wheel fell off, I'm going to have to. I had enough confidence in the DA-35 that I clicked the idle down or I was pretty sure my other motor would have stalled. And that was working fine until the gust of wind stopped and the plane just lost lift. But nothing broken. After reinstalling that wheel, a little tighter this time, we just gassed it up and took off. Sometimes even when things go wrong, the DA-35 can make it come out a little better. And I was able to fly the rest of the day. So if you're in need of a 35 size engine, you really need to look at the DA. DAs do cost a little more, but a lot of times it's less than you might think. My flying time can be pretty limited, so I ought to make sure that I'm actually flying when I'm at the field, not trying to tune up a motor. And I need to have good throttle response throughout the RPM range. When we need it to work right, there's just nothing better than a DA motor. Of course, if you buy one of the off-brands, you get more practice at dead sticks or going out and finding your airplane.